Those who are familiar with Northwestern's history know that trees were a central part of the original landscape. The legend is that in 1853, Orrington Lunt, who was one of the founders of Northwestern, traveled up along the lake shore here with a friend. Mr. Lunt saw a grove of oak trees in distance, and he saw through the boughs of the trees the glistening of the waves in the distance, and he thought, what a great location. It's beautiful here. His fellow trustees were considering other locations for the university, and Lunt really liked this spot. And the legend is they came here, saw this piece of ground that Lunt had come in contact with, admired its beauty, tossed their hats into the air, said, "Eureka, we found the place." The second story I want to tell you is about a legendary tree, a tree that was very well known in Northwestern's early history for the first half century of its existence. The oak tree, the old oak, attained some prominence as a trysting spot, a meeting spot for classes. The classes would pose there for group photographs. It was the iconic natural feature of the Evanston campus. Right now, students appreciate the rock as the central physical feature of the campus. Well, this was the rock of its time.
What they try to do is plant trees that are hardy, that can thrive in an urban environment with a lot of salt spray and lots of ice and snow. So today you'll see maples and honey locusts along the parkway. And well, here on the front lawn of the John Evans Center, we have some of the most magnificent bur oaks on Northwestern's Evanston campus. They produce these mossy cup acorns that some years when there's a bumper crop, we could barely walk up the sidewalk here to the front door of the John Evans Center. The most amazing thing about the trees is the habitat they provide for wildlife, and the bird life at Northwestern is really tremendous. This past year, we've had red-tailed hawks nesting in one of the oak trees right around Deering Meadow. Out on the Lakeville, we have a grove of black walnuts, and there's also a group of Scotch pines out there, and both those trees are very desirable by the birds, so you'll see birds there during migration in particular.
A lot of the trees on campus, a lot of the planting on campus now is dedicated memorials to various individuals. There's meaning attached to many of the trees here, particularly for the families and friends of individuals who have died, and they've had trees dedicated to them. So there's some, everyone I'm sure has a favorite tree or a favorite spot, and no doubt there are some really strong attachments to individual trees.